all to come to him for life, forgiveness, and peace. That is what Bruce Jenner is seeking, peace. All of us are. It's only found in the God of peace. For more and engage in the culture with the gospel, go to YouTube, Apologia Studios, and subscribe.
All right, there you go. Appreciate that from Jeff and the gang at Apologia Radio. Put it all together there. Save me the time to do that. Did you hear the pop psychologist lady say that he can do anything he wants with his body? If the program had not moved on to someone who super glues their teeth into their head, I was going to ask Dr. Drew about the reality of the fact that there are people who believe that their appendages are foreign objects, that they do not belong in their body, and therefore they want to have them removed, and some people go ahead and do that with sharp instruments, and then become disabled and want to be treated as disabled and get the benefits of being disabled, even though they disabled themselves. And I wanted to ask Dr. Drew about that, because if we can do whatever we want with our body, then there's nothing wrong with that, is there? I mean, we can't say that's inappropriate. We can't say it's immoral. We can't say it's indicative of a mental disorder on the part of someone. And of course, I didn't get a chance to do that. And of course, the co-host Sam was given free reign to just take complete shot about how I'm making Christianity look bad and all the rest of this stuff, without even providing for a response, which was just so transparent as to what we're dealing with. Lots of thoughts have come across my mind since then. I would love to invite Dr. Drew and Samantha to join me on the program. We don't have commercial breaks here, and they'd actually be treated with respect and would be allowed to say what they need to say. They just have to actually engage in extended dialogue. I was reminded a number of times by the nature of the non-conversation. That wasn't a conversation. Almost nothing meaningful was said in that entire period of time. From a meaningful philosophical, theological, social perspective, all you had were people sitting around saying, I think this, well, I think that, well, I think this, well, I think that. Well, that's nice. Have you thought why you think that? Well, I feel this, I feel that, I feel this, I feel that. And feelings and thoughts were all jumbled together, and the idea of any type of rationality, any type of having a foundation, even recognizing that you have a secular worldview. I mean, even Dr. Drew at one point said, well, it is a secular nation. As if, well, that's a given, and that means the secular worldview now trumps everything else, and everything else has to be subsumed under that. And it's like, well, there you go. Here you watched the revolutionaries. These people are revolutionaries. And they have won the revolution by just assuming they've won it. They've not offered any argument. They've just taken over and basically say all the rest of us, shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Stop talking. We're not listening anymore. It doesn't matter what you're saying, etc., etc. What you need to understand, especially with the two ladies on the panel who could not just go, oh, first of all, is not an argument. Okay, that kind of reaction is either for children or imbeciles, one of the two. It is immature, and it shows an utter bankruptcy of capacity to actually engage in meaningful dialogue, adult dialogue, the way we're supposed to do it. But what's important to recognize is those individuals would vote in a second to have my civil liberties removed. In a second. Now, as long as they get to have their human autonomy, as long as they get to continue to have their iPods and their physical things and go with the flow, They'll be happy with that. But they would vote almost instantaneously to shred the First Amendment. That's what we're facing. Those are the people who are now taking over the control structures of government. And that's why we can... No, I did not. I did not watch it. I didn't.
They don't like you much at all.
Oh, I'm sure.
They took much more time to go after you in the after show.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. That's the cowardly way of doing it.
Yeah, no, it was cowardly from the get-go, and all three of them sat there, and the Mike guy disappeared somewhere. But they, they don't like Christians. They don't like Christianity, and we are all so judgmental.
Yeah.
And they actually said this. I don't actually remember you actually saying that they were going to go to hell.
No, I never said that.
Yeah,
but...
well, that's the takeaway. That you were all.
Well, let's face it. They know that that's the message of Scripture for all sinners outside of Jesus Christ, and that's just an expression of their detestation of the gospel. But they know they can't engage and provide any meaningful refutation. You just have to shout down the other side. You just have to, that's God. These folks, they would vote in a second to get rid of religious liberty. Not realizing, of course, that they're the ones losing their liberties in the process, but the idea of clear thought. Wow, what can I say? What can I say? So, what we're seeing today, very, very obviously, is the fleshing out of the degradation of the moral and spiritual fabric of our nation, to where you can have a 65-year-old grandfather pretending to be a woman, mutilating his body, and it was very clear from the panelists, the ultimate good in human experience is for an individual to be happy. These people are autonomists. The greatest good is autonomy. I get to determine what is good. I get to determine how I can be happy. And I was thinking about tracking down a short portion of a video. I didn't get around to it because we had to hurry. From Saving Private Ryan or any of the other movies that portray accurately, for example, the landings on D-Day or, Iwo Jima or whatever else. And those few moments of terror in those landing craft as that